team very much. I was wondering if you could explain a little bit about the three pillars of SEAM: cognitive interactivity, contradictory intersubjectivity, generic contingency. And I'll just preface it. I observed you work with a doctoral student at the 50th anniversary, and you were sharply teaching this doctoral student about generic contingency. So I was wondering if you could explain one or all of these pillars, please.
Mm-hmm. So what we say is that SEAM, so SEAM is a theory, but is also a scientific approach, scientific methodology that is based on three epistemological pillars, in the sense that they are very important to understand the overall system of SEAM. So the first pillar is cognitive interactivity. This means that the management purpose, the management system, practices, or even the managers, the people who actually manage, their work is to make the shift between individual intelligence to collective intelligence. And this process from individual to collective intelligence is, we use a metaphor, gas, liquid, solid. So people have a lot of gas in their head, so ideas and good ideas, but also bad thoughts. And what we need is to make them speak and express these what they have in mind through talking, just simply talking. So this talking phase, we call it liquid, in the metaphor. So going from gas to liquid, you liquidify the gas by expressing what you have in mind. And then you transform. When people talk, you take notes on a flip chart or on a paper, simple paper, and you make it solid. And the difference between gas, liquid, and solid is the stability concept. Gas is very unstable. So what people think is very unstable. They think about something at 8 a.m. and 10 minutes after, something happened in their mind, or they talk to someone and they have changed their mind. So gas are very unstable. So we need to make people talk, because liquid is a little bit more stable, but still less stable than solid. So by using this loop of gas, liquid, solids, and the other way around as well, so making people reflect on something solid to make them talk, and then it creates new idea. So this process is called cognitive interactivity. Because when two people talk to each other and listen to each other and use this gas, liquid, solid cycle, it creates a cognitive sparkle that we could call collective intelligence. David, do you want to do the two others?
Oh, it's up to you. I mean, I've been trying to find out a really good definition, and you just gave it to me, because so much of it is in French. And I'm trying to translate it. But yeah, the intersubjectivity I understand pretty well. Generic contingency is a tougher one, I think.
So the second pillar is based on the first one. So interactive connectivity will lead to the second pillar, which is what we call contradictory intersubjectivity. In many sciences and even in management theories, the mainstream tries to make you believe that there is objectivity and subjectivities. and that some people are more objective on some aspects and others are too subjective. What we have observed by being within the organizations is that there is no objectivity. And fulfilling the dream of objectivity is a process by mixing and hearing all the different stories. And I think this is what really connects us with David and Grayson with the storytelling theories, that hearing the stories, everyone's stories, is hearing and giving an acknowledgement of subjectivity has a weight, and it's not something bad. Everyone has his subjectivity. And by having this big picture on the same table of all the subjectivities will bring you more objectivity, but you will never reach it. Objectivity doesn't exist. It's like cooperation is not natural. This is another discovery. Objectivity doesn't exist. And that's why we've been fighting a lot with engineers. You know, when we work with engineers, they don't understand this aspect of SEAM. And the third pillar is generic contingency. This was for us very important to demonstrate that in each situation, that could be the situation of an organization, the situation of a team, the situation even of a family. In each human situation, there is a part of contingency and a part of generic knowledge. Generic knowledge means that some aspects are similar to another situations, and that we can use the lessons learned from the other situation to use in this specific situation. So there are some invariants, so variables that don't vary from 2 or 3 or several situations. But there are, at the same time, in the same situation, there are some specific aspects that cannot be compared to another situation. So if I take David and Grayson, we can say they are both human beings. They are both vegans. They both love storytelling and horses. But there is a man and there is a woman, and there is one who was born here and the other who was born there, and their families were different. One was maybe very rich and the other was not so rich. So, but still there are invariants that make them similar, and we can say that maybe to manage Grayson, I can use some ingredients that will work with David as well, but still there are some ingredients that will need to be adapted to one another. I don't know if I made my explanation clear.
It was magnificent. It's the clearest explanation I've ever seen in the literature or anywhere else. Thank you. Appreciate it. You've been with us an hour, so I want to respect your time.
I can maybe just finish with the 5. Yeah, I did the 3 slides to conclude, and I said if I want them to remember 3 key messages, it will be it. So our mission at EasyOR is to have a scientific approach to consulting and to management by having a very rigorous methodology and having a double impact on practice to help the organizations, our client organizations, to reach their goals and improve their performance, And this is a very important engagement that we have towards those organizations. And at the same time, we have a rigorous methodology to create new relevant knowledge that will be maybe generic knowledge to be published in scientific journals. And this double target is very important in our mission. The difference between intervention research and traditional consulting, this is how I sum it up. So transforming the traditional client-supplier relationship into a balanced and mutual respectful relationship. So we call them client organizations, but we don't accept them to call us a supplier or a provider. We always tease we use it with humor, but we tell them, no, we are a partner. It's either we recognize us as a partner or we don't work together. We are not a traditional consultant as a supplier. The specifications are negotiated before the intervention research. This is what makes it scientific. We don't adapt every single morning our research protocol. So this is why this is not traditional consulting. We assess periodically the evolution of practices and performance. This is also something that is very important in our partnerships with organizations to have access to their performance, to their KPIs, and also to have to open to us the discussion to assess practices and the new practices. And this is important to ensure internal and external validity. And I think this goes back to the generic contingency principle. We don't want only to respect our engagement towards the organization, but toward also the external environment to have solid knowledge and scientific knowledge. And this is a slide that I presented in Copenhagen, Academy of Management Copenhagen in July, and I thought you might like it. What is the contribution of SEAM to other OD theories? So it's a systemic and a self-financed change. So usually when they ask, how much does it cost? What are your fees? We always answer, this is negative price. This is the first time you will see it on the market. It's negative. It's just an advance of cash flow that you need to give us, but the cash flow will be back soon and higher. It's qualimetrics, so it's not purely qualitative or purely quantitative. We use hybrid methods to integrate human variables. We mix qualitative and quantitative data to better grasp human and organizational complexity, because this is all about understanding and making understandable the organizational complexity. And this is not to create a new debate here, but we are challenged a lot with our clients with the power of AI and how SEAM and AI will work together. And we are talking about human potential as a way to create more engagement, more ownership, and more self-management control for social and economic prosperity. So this is the main purpose of having a socio-economic approach to change instead of technological approach to change. Technology can be part of the change, but it cannot be the change by itself. Otherwise, we believe that engagement, ownership, and performance can be at risk.
Well, thank you very much for your presentation, and we have lots more questions, so we hope you will come back another day and join us and for another hour. This has been very enlightening, and Amandine Savall, you're heading up a global organization that does non-traditional consulting, I guess, and also coaching for better unleashing human potential. And we thank you very much.
Thank you, David. So if you have any questions, I'm sure David and Grayson can answer most of them. And
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so here we are in Growth OD, and the topic today is a socioeconomic approach to management. We just heard from Amandine Savall, who's taking over a global organization